Good morning, Angela Yee.
Good morning, DJ MV.
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Friday.
Yes, it's Friday.
I feel like I earned this Friday. I didn't feel like I earned last Friday because, you know, we only had a 4-day work week.
Right.
I earned this one, guys.
Hey, you and me both. I felt like, yeah, we worked our asses off and been working around the clock. And not only that, it's spring cleaning in the crib. So we've been trying to throw away and give away a lot of the stuff that we don't use. Old clothes, old sneakers, give it away. And some of the stuff that I have so much baby stuff in the crib because I got 5 kids, right? And instead of just, you know, getting rid of it, we put it in the basement like we're going to need it again.
You might.
I got like 5 baby car
I
seats.
thought you were trying to work on another one.
Yeah, you've needed it 4 more times since the first one.
I don't need 4 car seats though. I got 4 baby car seats, so I got to give that to the Goodwill.
You might have quadruplets.
No, I got so much baby clothes that I just got to give the Goodwill. There's people that actually need it. People's houses burnt down. People can't afford it. So I got all this stuff. Let me give it away and find somebody to give it to. So I've been doing that for the last couple of days, just packing things up and trying to figure a place to give it to somebody.
Well, the Grammys are on Sunday, so there's a lot of activities in New York City because the Grammys it's the first time in New York in like 15 years or something like that.
Right.
And I was reading that it's way over budget just because it's in New York, as far as the
like
amount
everything
of money.
else.
Yeah, they've been spending. So I went to the Grammys gifting suite courtesy of Lash Ferry yesterday to do some, you know, journalism, some gifting.
You ain't do no journalism. You wanted some free stuff.
No, it was pretty fun. I had a good time. And then they have this thing called Alpha Priority. It's a new company. So they drive you around. They take you to the airport, walk you through security and all of that. So they actually let me use the Sprinter yesterday. I went to the Essence Women in Music Luncheon yesterday, which is really nice. They honored June Ambrose, who is a celebrity stylist, but so much more if you follow June Ambrose. I love June Ambrose on Instagram. And Dia Sims, who's the president of Combs Enterprises. So they both got honored at the Essence Women in Music Luncheon. Then I went to a Duce remix event, which Ninth Wonder was hosting.
Oh, you was out there.
I did a lot yesterday.
I see.
I'm losing my voice today. And then the Warner Music Party was yesterday. Cardi B performed at that. Yeah, I was everywhere yesterday.
I was going to go, but I was like, nah.
Did you see any dirt? Was anybody having sex in the corner at any of these parties?
You know what?
Any celebrity sightings? Any couples we might not know about?
It's not really like that. Everything is very like conservative.
Oh, sounds boring.
Is a better word. But no, it's not. It's nice. A lot of people out celebrating their Grammy nominations. You know, it's a nice celebratory week of activity. So I was out and about.
Well, speaking of Grammy nominations, Rapsody will be joining us this morning. She's nominated for 2 Grammys.
North Carolina. I've been trying to tell y'all about Rapsody for the longest. I told y'all how dope her album was, Layla's Wisdom, and now it's nominated for Best Rap Album of the Year at the Grammys. Not like we need the Grammys to validate the fact that the album is dope.
I did sleep until you told me. I did sleep. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh my gosh. But then when I heard it, I was like,
incredible.
She gets busy.
She's a very dope human being.
She gets busy. Migos' album dropped last night, or I should say this morning.
I was listening to it this morning, actually.
Did you know
what?
I heard like 6 joints.
I heard 3 songs. My drive to work is so short that anytime somebody's new album comes out, I get to work in 15 minutes.
Oh, no.
That's all.
I get about 6, 7 songs.
There's about 37 records on this album. Okay, y'all gotta stop listening. Please stop with these long albums.
All right,
I'm saying, listen, some of the best albums in the world are only 9 songs. You think Illmatic, you think Michael Jackson Off the Wall. I don't need 37 records, man.
It's 24 songs.
Well, I don't need 24. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I couldn't fit it in during my my way into work.
I could do a Culture 3. You know what I'm saying? Give me 12 songs, give me another 12 later on. You know what I mean? It's okay.
Well, maybe they felt like they had all this great music. They couldn't choose what songs were going to be on the album. So they said, you know what? We're going to give them a gift.
All right. Well, let's get the show cracking. Front page news, what are we talking about?
Well, let's talk about the execution of an Alabama inmate. They have actually decided to halt that, and we'll tell you why.
All right. We'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Everybody, it's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. Now let's start off with the NBA. Now the All-Star game, of course, is being done a little different this year. What they're actually doing is they picked the 2 highest voters, the people that get the highest votes, which was LeBron James and Stephon Curry, and they allow them to pick the players like park style. So LeBron gets the first pick, Curry gets the second pick, LeBron third pick, etc., etc., etc.
I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they said that Stephen Curry is Allen Iverson with 2 parents.
What?
I'm serious. Because they were talking about the All-Star thing. They was like, Stephon Curry is Allen Iverson with 2 parents.
I don't even know what that means.
I kind of get it.
AI's parents were both in his life? Is that? I don't understand.
No, he said Stephen Curry's, both of his parents were in his life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if Allen Iverson had that.
No, he said Stephen Curry is. Oh, yeah, he said Steph Curry is Allen Iverson with 2 parents. Right? Yeah, that's what he said.
Well, anyway, on LeBron's team, which I think is gonna win, he picked Kevin Durant.
Tough.
Kyrie Irving.
Tough.
Anthony Davis.
Tough.
DeMarcus Cousins.
Tough.
He picked Porzingis.
Tough.
Russell Westbrook.
Tough.
He picked Kevin Love.
Tough. Yo, Kevin Love is tough, man.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. But I know the team was beefing, so I think that's a strong squad.
Who's on Steph Curry's team?
All right, on Curry's team, you have.
Yeah, it seemed like LeBron got all the good players first. They let LeBron pick first, and they didn't go back and forth.
Yeah, they did. Steph got the Greek freak.
Okay.
He got
tough.
DeMar.
DeMar from Toronto.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got James Harden.
Okay, tough.
He got Klay Thompson.
Tough.
Jimmy Butler.
Tough.
So I think Damian Lillard.
Tough. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, LeBron got the best.
LeBron's team. That's amazing.
I like some of those picks Steph Curry got, but it's not like LeBron got all the firepower.
Absolutely.
All of it.
Now, where you want to go first here in front page news?
Let's talk about the Supreme Court. They are halting the execution of an Alabama inmate, Vernon Madison, after attorneys argued that he's 67 years old, suffering from dementia, so he can't remember killing a police officer over 30 years ago. So they issued that stay on the same evening they were scheduled to give him the lethal injection in the prison. He was sentenced to death for the 1985 killing of Mobile police officer Julius Schultz. Schultz had responded to a call about a missing child made by Vernon Madison's then girlfriend, and they said that he crept up and shot Schultz in the back of the head as he sat in his police car. Now, according to Madison's attorneys, they're saying that strokes and dementia left him unable to remember the killing or understand the execution that was about to happen. So.
What a very morbid way to start a Friday.
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ. We were talking about the All-Star game and fun stuff. Jesus.
What else you got, Yee?
Yeah, come on. Come on.
All right.
Don't leave us on that note, Yee.
I'm sorry. Donald Trump.
Oh, God.
Dismissed these reports that he had ordered the firing of special counsel Robert Mueller as fake news. He's supposed to take the stand. As you know, Mueller's supposed to be investigating Donald Trump, possibly obstruction of justice and campaign ties to the Russian election interference. Here is what Donald Trump had to say about taking the stand.
Are you going to talk to Mueller? I'm looking forward to it, actually. I'd like to do it as soon as possible.
Well,
Good luck, everybody. Subject to my lawyers and all of that, but I would love to do it.
Did you do it under oath, Mr. President?
Did Hillary do it under oath?
I have no idea about that, sir.
I'll give you an idea. She didn't do it under oath, but I would do it under oath.
All right. Well, there you go. Is that good news or no?
No.
All right. Well, that's front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us up right now. Or if you feel blessed and you want to spread some positivity, phone lines are wide open. And don't forget, Rapsody will be joining us next hour. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Heather.
Hey, Heather, get it off your chest.
Hey, I want to tell you why I'm mad this morning.
Why are you mad?
I don't understand. I want to know why when a man has a good woman and the man is at fault for something and you get into a fight, all of a sudden now the woman is a hoe.
That is very true.
Like, why can't the man just stand up? Now it goes both ways. But in my situation, why can't you just stand up for what you did wrong? Why do I have to turn out to be a hoe when I'm just a...
Now, why are he calling you a hoe now? Did you cheat or something? Did you do something that he know about?
No, I didn't do anything to him. It's just, I'm a good woman to him. I do everything for him. And, you know, when you get caught in a lie, or when you get caught in a lie, or you see a text on his phone and then they lie about it.
He got on the attack.
Well, right, now I'm doing something. Now I'm a hoe.
You shouldn't have been going through my phone.
Well, listen, I'm going to just say this. A lot of times people try to throw the word hoe around like that's supposed to be the worst insult you can give to somebody when they can't think of anything else.
No, you shouldn't have been going through my phone. That's all that was. I know I'm wrong.
I was in the phone. It was because I was in there sending a picture of my kids to my phone, which he told me I could see, and the text message came up while I was there.
Well, first of all, you and my side chick need to let me cheat in peace. I'm screaming on my side chick, too, for texting me while you was on my phone, even though she didn't know.
Well, clearly God wanted you to see that.
He did. But, hey, just take responsibility when you get caught in a lie. What's the problem?
You got to call me a hoe because you got caught.
Let me tell you something, baby.
Right.
Let me tell you something that you may not know. Can I tell you something?
Oh, God, yes, please.
Men are stupid. We are. We just dumb. It's okay. Forget. You just gotta be patient with our dumb ass. That's all.
It goes both ways sometimes, so I appreciate it.
But men are definitely dumb, Mama. I'm sorry, though. And try to enjoy the weekend anyway, though.
You know, it's Friday. It's all good.
All right, Mama.
I see that. I don't like that. It's Friday. It's all good. That means she's going to get some other people.
What would Rihanna do? What would Rihanna
I'm
do?
going to get this get back, goddammit.
All right, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, hit us now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Hello, who's this?
Hi, good morning. This is Shakira.
Hey, Shakira, get it off your chest.
I'm calling because these old men out here are so disgusting.
Why?
Like, this one guy, he was like old enough to be my dad. And I told him that. Then the next morning he left a note on my car, and it was so creepy and disgusting.
What'd it say?
It was like, I'm a very successful businessman, and that old man could have been your blessing.
Hey, shoot. Wait. How old is he? How old is old?
He looked like he was like over 50 or something like that.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
So are you missing your blessing, boo? By not being
No.
with this old man?
No, he turned out he was a landscaper at the hotel I was staying at.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
You
So
sound
it's not just about that. She's not turned on.
I can hear the Charleston in your voice, the 843.
Yes,
You know
I'm
what I'm
from
saying?
Hughie. I'm from
Oh, you from
Hughie.
Hughie? Salute to Hughie. My boy Wax got a chicken farm in Hughie.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Listen, are you missing your blessing, boo? How much money this man making a week with this landscaping business, man?
I didn't find that out. I thought it was, I think it's creepy when these old men try to talk to us young girls. That's all.
How old is he now?
You said like 50.
She said over 50.
50 ain't that old, man.
Well, then
He's
how old
still
is
shooting
she?
a shot.
How old is she?
She said she's 25.
Well, come on. That's old enough to be her dad.
You don't really got to do much but flirt with him to get a free lawnmower every now and then.
Hey, if she's
Get your
not
yard
into
cut.
And just like you, I know you said it before, Charlamagne. You said you mess with them old men, you get worms.
You get worms.
Goodbye, man. You ain't gonna get no worms, man. Hello, who's this?
Hello?
Hey, hello?
Hi.
Hey, get it off your chest.
I listen to the Breakfast Club every morning, and I love y'all. And I'm calling to tell y'all why I'm mad. I just recently found out my boyfriend was stealing money from me.
What?
How was he stealing money?
Oh my God.
Like out your purse?
This is so whack.
Yeah, like taking my car. Like,
And what was he buying?
let's just not say on the radio.
No,
Come on,
tell us.
let's
What
say
was he
it.
buying?
If you tell me he was buying drugs with your credit card, I'm going to die.
No, he can't buy
Laughing.
drugs. Was he buying a sex doll or some crazy sex toys?
No. He's not a weirdo like that.
What was he buying?
He was not using it for illegal stuff like the money. So
He was buying escorts.
no.
How do you buy illegal stuff with a legal credit card?
Yeah, how
That's
you do
just
that?
dumb.
What was he buying? You gotta tell us.
No, he was getting cash out, not like
Oh, okay. And then buying drugs. Is he using or selling?
Is it weed or coke?
It's not coke. Oh my God.
So the question is, what are you going to do now?
You're actually an accessory at this point.
Yeah, you are.
The obvious thing. I just have.
You gonna go snitch on him? You gonna go tell
No,
him?
I'm not gonna go snitch on him.
You need to. You're an accessory.
No. We're just gonna, we're just not gonna deal with each other anymore.
What drugs? Was it heroin? What was it?
No, it wasn't heroin.
What was it?
It was the drug that's mostly legal in the United States.
Oh, weed.
Marijuana?
It's weed.
Why are you acting so
No, we have the
shifty about
cops.
it?
Hey, write us a letter when you get your conspiracy charge, okay?
Oh, my goodness. Have a good morning, Mama.
You too, babe.
All right. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you're upset, you need to vent, you can hit this at any time. Now, we got rumors on the way?
Yes, imagine as a job you were forced to clean up your boss's semen and use condoms.
Whoa.
I'll tell you who had that problem and what she's saying now.
What if you're the assistant to a porn star? Then that would make total sense.
What if you're not?
All right. When we come back, rumors on the way is the Breakfast Club. Good morning. All right. It's Friday. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's
What's
get to the
happening?
rumors. Let's talk semen.
What?
Spilling the semen.
She's spilling the semen.
Now, this
Spilling the
sounds
semen.
like the worst job ever. Harvey Weinstein used to make his personal assistant wipe down the furniture after he had sex and pick up used syringes because he had to inject his penis with a Viagra type of drug.
Had to inject his penis.
Excuse me.
What?
I've never heard that one ever in my life. And I've heard of a lot of different sexual enhancements. Have used a lot of them, but I've never heard of that one.
It's called Caverject.
Nah.
And it's shots for erectile dysfunction. So you put the shot directly into the penis. And
That was heroin.
another task that Sandy Rehal had to do was clean up the semen on the couch on a regular basis and get rid of the used condoms and all of that. So, terrible situation that you would have to do something like that.
Well, technically, she was cleaning up the scene of some crime, so.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
So, that is an 11-page lawsuit, which very sickening details about him rubbing his large belly against his assistant, groping her thighs and buttocks, and demanding that she actually write out emails for him while he was naked.
What does the article say what her pay was like? Her benefits? I'm just trying to
doesn't matter.
I'm just trying to figure out what made that person stick around so long, because that had to be a good paying job.
I have no idea about
I would love to know what the
her pay
salary was for that.
All right, now, the Essence Music Festival, Janet Jackson is going to be performing.
Really?
So is Mary J. Blige. They've announced these headliners for the festival. You know, this all
That's
goes
dope.
down in New Orleans, July 5th to the 8th.
I've been the last couple of years, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I've been going for years, too. I love the Essence. And this one sounds like really, really great. Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, Snoop Dogg, The Roots, Miguel, Fantasia, Escape, Her, Daniel Caesar, Ro James, Division, 112, Kevin Ross, Marsha Ambrosius, and Teddy Riley's new Jack Swing Experience featuring Rex in Effect, Blackstreet, and Guy.
Don't do me like
Wow. I'll be there this year.
That's your uncle type of vibe right there, kid. That's your Uncle Charlotte type of vibe right there.
The new Jack Swing Experience.
You know I love me some new Jack Swing, okay?
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Uptown Records. Erykah Badu, Marsha Ambrosius, Jill Scott. That's my type of vibe. Mary J. Blige.
Escape, Miguel, Fantasia, Division.
That's my type of vibe right there.
All right, now they're also, for the first time ever at the Essence Festival, are going to do a DJ curated experience, and there's going to be sets by Idris Elba and MC Light and more.
When is that?
July 5th to the 8th in New Orleans.
It's always the 4th of July.
It's always the week that we're off. Of
yeah.
work.
I always head out there for that.
As well. Now, in addition, they're also going to do a podcast. The Reeds, Kid Fury, and Crystal are going to be hosting interactive music experiences.
Drop one of Clues Bombs for Kid Fury and
dope.
Crystal. Reed, one of my favorite podcasts. Crystal cuts me out every few months.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got offered to do a podcast, the Casey crew down there, I think, for this year,
So why
too.
y'all ain't do it?
We probably will. Probably will. Set it up, yeah. Because we'll be down there.
And State Farm is a big sponsor, and I did my State Farm podcast there, the Colorful Lives. So
That sounds like whoever put that together for Essence this year did a great job.
It's dope every year.
And even bringing the Reed in, like you showing me that you're really in tune with what's going on in the culture.
Last year they did No Limit, the whole Master P. They did Belle Biv DeVoe.
See, that's your uncle. That's
They
all
did.
your uncle.
you've never been to the Essence Festival?
Yes, but I was there. I went when I was in Houston. And when I was going, it was like real old.
Yeah, no, it's not like that.
It's a
anymore.
nice variety
But
of.
maybe it makes more sense now because we old, so they're bringing people from
Maybe
our
that's what it
generation.
is.
Nah, but they bring younger talent in there as well too. So it's like
I ain't heard no younger talents now. I heard my generation.
Well, no, Miguel's going to be there.
Miguel.
Okay.
And Her and Daniel Caesar.
All right.
And Ro James and Division. So.
I think they had Remy last
I
year.
like
They
Miguel
had
out of them.
they had a couple of
And I got to tell you
Raps
that
as
Kendrick
well.
is going to be opening up the Grammy Awards with U2 and Dave Chappelle, so that should be exciting this Sunday. So congratulations to them. I
What the hell is
know
Dave
his
Chappelle gonna
performance is going to be incredible. I have no idea what's going to happen, but he's going to actually, we don't know if he's going to be doing stand-up material or a skit or what's going to happen, but we do know he's opening it up as well. All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your Rumor Report.
All right, now when we come back, we're gonna kick it with Rapsody. She's nominated for 2 Grammys this weekend, so we'll talk to her. We'll see how it feels and all that other good
I
stuff.
told you her album was amazing. Y'all ain't listening to your Uncle Charlotte.
We'll talk about that as well. So don't keep it locked. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest in the building.
Oh man, the Grammy nominated
Rapsody.
I'm back on a new level.
Rapsody.
It's that new level back.
Hey, how are you feeling?
Man, I'm good. Like I wake up every day like the sun is shining every day.
Word.
Birds chirping. It's good.
I feel good because I've been telling everybody how dope Layla's Wisdom is. One of my top 2 favorite projects in 2017.
He's been screaming from the mountaintops.
Yo, Instagram posts, tweets,
The
you
mount-
and Joe. Like,
Yelling.
I'm like, yo, that's
It's good music, though.
I appreciate it, man.
But for whatever reason, people didn't start recognizing that fact until you got nominated for a Grammy.
That's what happened. The same thing happened when I got on the Kendrick album. Like, people need validation sometimes. So, you know, people, I got mad tweets. Like, I'm on Twitter and it's like, I can't believe I've been sleeping so long. It's, you know, I gotta laugh at it. I'm like, come on, man. Like, you know what it is. People don't want to be left out, but it's cool. Like, just for them to go back and listen. That's dope.
Were you surprised Sassy was nominated of all the songs on
Yeah, I was surprised by that one.
By that one?
Yeah.
Me too.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
I'm not even gonna front. I'm like, what?
But do you submit a song to be?
Yeah. We before the album came out, we had to pick which one we wanted to submit. I originally wanted to do Power.
Kendrick.
But it wasn't an official single, you know, for whatever.
So it has to be
It's
a
all kind of
single.
rules.
It has to be
to
an
be
official,
nominated.
right. So
Really?
we thought Sassy. I didn't know how it was gonna go, but it's like, all right, let's do Sassy.
That's interesting because I was wondering, I was like, why not Power, Black and Ugly?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I guess it's because it got to be a single.
It had to be official single.
Now, people always act like, oh, why are the Grammys important? They're not important. But you can see why it's important because it actually brings a lot more attention to the artist. And it makes people go back and look at your whole catalog.
Right.
Because I'm sure now, after this happened, people have been going back and you put out so much work over the past 10 years that people might not have known about. But now it's like everybody's going back and revisiting.
Right, you know, the Grammys, that's as high as you can go as far as acknowledgement in music. So when you're on that level and then you have a big night like Sunday, it's televised, everybody's watching. People have regular lives too, I've learned. They always don't have time to go and discover music. There's a million rappers that come out with a million new albums every day. So for them to skim through and it's like, this is the best of the best, like it's really a good opportunity. So, you know, man, I'm excited.
Do you feel like Grammy validation is what you need? Or do you even care about it?
I'm not gonna say it's not what I need, but it feels good to be acknowledged at that height. You know, if I didn't get nominated, you know, it wouldn't be you just keep on going, and the people that you connect with. Even growing up, like, to be honest, I didn't really get into the Grammys until I got older. Like, I watched when Lauren won, but I really didn't think of it as a thing until I probably went with Kendrick to Pimp. Because to me, growing up, the highest acknowledgement for me was NCAA Soul Train Awards, BET Awards.
Yes.
I was on some really black shit. So, you know, I really wasn't as knowledgeable about the Grammys as I have been these last few years.
And that's what bothers me, though, because, you know, all last year when I'm saying that Rapsody's album is one of the best albums, people are like, Rapsody? Really? Now it's like, yeah, Rapsody!
They didn't know. They didn't know.
Why the white man gotta wait and tell you something is good before you say it's
I
good?
would say it was the white man, but it's people like you and former people that I heard this new project.
I mean, Kendrick been new, and I think
Kendrick definitely do.
Yeah, and I think even just being the only guest star in his album, you know, when he put it out, people were like, okay, it's just I guess it was a process. But, you know, I always say, like I say, success doesn't happen overnight. And you've been going at it for so long, because I remember Ninth Wonder always championing you back in the day.
Yeah, always fighting for me.
Always
fighting for me someday.
But how does this change your life now? Now, do you charge more? Because now you're Grammy nominated. You add that to the name. That got to be a couple more coin now.
Yeah, you got to charge more for the shows and everything. You got to, you know.
When you do features, you be like, you know, I'm
business, baby.
Grammy nominated.
That's one thing we laughed about when the day we got nominated. It was like, oh, that price going up. So now, but you worked hard. You earned that.
Absolutely.
You earned that. Like, you know, I went a lot of days not eating and giving away free albums after free albums. So, you know, you get what you supposed to get.
Now, people was also, they were saying Ninth is on the Grammy committee. Ninth Wonder.
Not
I'm like, it
on
takes
the-
more than one person to vote.
Yeah, I know this year, you know, with everything, people voicing their opinions about the Grammys and, you know, especially with the Macklemore and Kendrick thing and Taylor Swift, you know, and hip-hop. You know, hip-hop has in the past not had the best relationship with the Grammys. So I think, you know, the people higher up took that into account. It's like, well, what can we do to make this better? And I was with PJ Morgan yesterday at a Billboard event, and he was on a committee. He said they started these smaller committees where, you know, they offer advice, you know, on the process. And it's like but it's a select few that have to be in the culture. It's not just one person, it's a group of people. So, you know, as far as I know, they have these committees for all country, jazz, you know, just people that are very influential and know about the culture, just to offer advice. And what the people are saying at the time. So, you know, that's how I know that they try to change and do better.
And we should be involved in that process. Why shouldn't we?
Right. You know, you can't have somebody that doesn't know the culture making decisions about it. You know, and that's how you get, you get Macklemore winning over Good Kid, Mad City, I think. And
that's like us determining what country album is the best. I don't know.
Right. But at the same time, we were talking about it. It's not all the Grammys either. Sometimes us as artists, a lot of artists don't know that they can vote, or they don't know how the process works. So, those votes count. And if you're not voting, and if you're not checking up like, yo, this is deadline, let's do the group chat, everybody put your votes in today, then these artists we want to win aren't represented, and then it becomes over name recognition.
Right.
Name
we're
recognition,
all eligible
popularity.
to vote in here if we wanted to. I think you have to pay a fee, an annual fee, to be part of the process or something like that.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
I'm still learning about it, but it is a process. You do have to pay like a yearly fee, things like that. But they do stuff all year. They have Grammy Cares. Artists don't know they can get insurance. Music Cares. He told me,
Grammys?
Yeah, they have a thing called Music Cares. PJ said, like, if you're an artist touring and for whatever reason you can't pay your rent, he'll cover that.
Really?
Yeah, like the Grammys do a lot. So it's just about education and being more knowledgeable about the process.
Did the Rock Nation affiliation help any, you think?
No, I don't think so. I honestly think it was, as organic as it could be. So
did you get a call from Jay like, yo, congrats?
I got an email. I ain't got that number yet. We ain't there yet.
What the email say? Just congrats?
Yeah, congrats. This is what it's for. Keep going.
Did you hit him back like, yes, thank you, but I want to beat you? Because y'all in the same category, best rapper.
We are. No, I ain't go that cocky yet.
Did he ever hit? Of course, he heard the album, but did he say anything about it?
It's funny. The very first time I sent it, it was probably like maybe a month before it came out. I sent him an email, download link, and to this day, I didn't know if he listened or not. I'm like, maybe he's busy, maybe he downloaded it. That was like July. The email he congratulated me on the Grammys for was a reply from that email. So I'm like, at least he got the email. So he listened to it though. When I saw him, he told me how much he loved it. He was proud of what we were doing, so it was dope.
Oh.
Now CNN's doing this big piece on women in hip hop that they want to put out around the Grammys, talking about how important this year is for women. And in particular, Dina was talking about you because she absolutely loves Rapsody. So throughout the interview, I guess that's kind of part of what inspired her to do this whole piece. And she was talking about Cardi B being nominated and Rapsody being nominated, and how it's great that we have this versatility amongst women in hip hop now. But also how important it is to not just be compared to other women, but be on the same level as the men in general. Because I think a lot of times we tend to say best female and her against her, but really you're against.
I'm competing with everybody. Jay too. I love him.
Rapsody watching all them Negroes. I'm telling you.
Still sharp and still. That's how I've always approached it. I want to compete with the best. That's how I get better. If I'm not, trying to compete with the best, it's kind of like, what am I doing it for? Because I want to be known as one of the greatest ever. So in order to do that, you got to compete. It's Miyagi versus Danielson. You got to. Miyagi got to test you, see what you learn. Our Billboard just put out an article too talking about me and Cardi and how we are polar opposites. And it's crazy a lot of time with females, it can only be one, and it feels like some people like, I get it. I could put out a post about Cardi, and in my comments, my fans would be like, she's whatever. She's not supposed to be me. There's room for us all. I wouldn't want to hear me 24 hours a day. Sometimes you want to go turn up, and if I'm turning up, I'm listening to Cardi B, So I think there's a place for all music, There's a time for it. We need variety. We need balance.
I just think you're one of the dopest rappers out here. I caught so much flack on the Dope Trash Year we did for Revolt.
Yeah, I saw it.
Because I was just like, Rapsody should be mentioned with the Kendricks and the Coles and the Drake. I said, actually, I think she's better than Cole. And that's how I felt. Yeah. And I don't know if it was a North Carolina comparison or what, but people were not, they were very upset at me for saying that one.
Hey, I don't know why they mad.
Why haven't y'all collaborated, you and Cole?
I'm not for sure, man. I've reached out early in my career a couple of times. It just never happened. The last time I think I talked to him about collaborating, I was working on Beauty and the Beast, I think. It was either Beauty and the Beast or Crown. And it might have been timing. He might have been having a baby at the time.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't remember, but it just didn't work out. So we're not as close as me and Kendrick are.
Gotcha.
But respect them the same.
It just makes so much sense. Both North Carolina, both lyricists, both on Rock Nation.
Cole don't do a lot of features anyway.
Yeah.
So I just think that's a thing with him. He gotta, if he does it, he has to really feel it. I know he really does it for his artists. So it's all good.
You don't take things personally. Some people do. Some people be like, "Oh, I asked you 6 years ago for this, and you ain't do it." So
because I do that myself sometimes. It's not a curve so much, but people will hit me and I want to do it, and I just get so backed up, or it might not be a good look, for whatever reason. That's just how it happens. And my team, they have to pull me back because I'm the type of person, like, if you ask me, I love rapping, I'll do it all.
Right.
It's like, we gotta, it's like when you come out with an exclusive shoe, if you oversaturate it,
Right.
it takes something away from
you that exclusive shoe.
Yeah, you guys gotta be exclusivity to it.
Gotcha.
And make people want it more.
How did you react to the Grammy nomination? Where were you? Who told you?
I was in LA, second day of tour. It was 5:30 in the morning. I'll never forget it. And I sleep light, so I heard my phone going off. And 9th was the first text I saw. It said, "Congratulations, 2-time Grammy nominated." Because it's 5:30 there, but it's 8:39, where he's at. So I sat up, man. I just sat up and I thought about it for a minute, I was good. I took my first phone call from Law at Rock Nation. And he started talking that talk. And them tears started coming. I said, I'm not taking no more calls today, because I think it hit me like I just saw my whole journey flash in my eyes. And I didn't see it coming, like, at all. Like, so.
Were you expecting it at all, or was it
No.
even a thought? It wasn't even a thought.
I mean, we submitted, but, I knew my record was, to me, at first, I was like, it's going to be a slow burn. I don't have a big single, I don't have no big videos. I just have a dope album, some dope music. And the way I looked at the Grammys at that time, I felt like a lot of the artists get nominated off popularity and name recognition. It's not always just about the music. If somebody coming out like a Jay or Beyonce, automatically I'm thinking they're automatic bids for Grammys just because of who they are, Let's say like the American Music Awards, Eminem won an award before the album came out. You see what I'm saying? Like, that don't even make sense to me. And that's Eminem. He's a legend. He's great, but
You're talking about this year.
Yeah, I'm like, the album's not out yet. Like, are we giving Lifetime Achievement Awards? Or are we giving awards for music? And I think he even said it, like, I don't know how I won this. So it's like, let's make it about the music. Let's make the playing field even. And once it's even, boy, I think it only helps the culture. Like, if someone like me can compete at the level with a Kendrick and a Jay, that makes everybody like, yo, it's not just about my name. Now I gotta really go in and make something dope. So across the board. So that's what I'm excited about.
That's why I think you're gonna win, because somebody actually listened. Like, somebody had to actually listen to this album and be like, yo, this should be nominated in the best rap album category.
It's crazy, man.
What were your expectations? Like, when y'all finished Layla's Wisdom, what were the expectations for that album?
I don't have any. I told myself earlier on, like, do not go into it having any expectation. I have goals, but expectations, I never wanted to be disappointed. So, I do it, I put it out. I have a goal, we could work towards a goal, but, whatever I'm given, I'm going to build off that.
Right.
That's how I've always approached it.
I heard you and Remy might be getting in the studio soon.
Yeah, she hit me last night. We talked about that. I told her I wanted to come hear the album too, so I'm excited.
She gonna jump on the album, or y'all gonna do something new? Or?
I have no idea, but I told her, like, however I can support, just hit me, because we all want to see each other win, and we can do way more together than we can do apart. So
I was gonna say, I was re-listening to the album and I realized you referenced Jay Electronica.
Oh yeah,
when Jay gave her the chain.
Gave her the chain.
And you gave it back.
Why did you give it back there? You felt like you didn't deserve it, or he was?
She's 95%.
That's why I gave her. I got flack for that too.
Yeah.
I knew what the chain was.
Explain the story, because some people don't.
Okay, so we were in Miami for Dilla weekend, and I'm on stage, and Jay comes on stage, and he makes an announcement. One of best female rappers of all time, whatever. He puts a rock. This is before I signed. He puts a Rock Nation hat on me, and he takes his chain off and puts it around my neck. It was like my chaining day.
So my dumb ass thought it was a Rock Nation chain. I don't know why I'm just realizing it was a 5% chain.
It was Jay's chain.
Okay.
It was the chain, the 7.
Yeah.
So I knew whose chain it was, and he got past him, but I knew what it meant. So in that moment, I'm like, ooh, I'm not supposed to be wearing this. But out of respect for Jay and what he just did, I'm going to finish my song. When I get off stage, I'm going to get his back. And 2, I figured he was drunk. He didn't mean to really do that.
Jay's definitely drunk.
I've been there for those.
Jay on one, he in a moment, he don't really want to give me, he gonna wake up and I'm be like, he gonna be like, where my chain? So,
No, he probably would have been okay with it though.
But no.
It kind of was a foreshadowing though, in a way, because then you end up.
It's crazy.
Yeah, tell somebody ask you what today's mathematics. And
That's what I'm saying. Now, I don't even think I got to the bottom step. I was like, here you chain, man. Can you take it?
Trying to get it back, though.
Man, his manager took it.
Okay.
He was like, I got it. Like, thank you. I got it. I was like, no problem. It was crazy. Like, we got some calls about that. Like, yo, what's she doing wearing a chain? I'm just like, wow, y'all really wilding right now. But when it was crazy, it was women calling about it.
Mm-hmm.
But all the men, that know the mathematics, they was like, oh, you good.
Right.
I thought that was so trippy. I was like, wow, like, the dudes, they got my back, but the women coming for my neck. It's just like, it ain't even that deep. I give it back.
I saw some women get mad at you because you said you have more male fans than female fans.
Yeah, it was mind blowing to me. A fan hit me. A guy and a girl were having a debate, and so I saw it. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna leave my brother out there hanging. I'm just like, no, he's right. Like 70-80% of my fan base is men. Because I think it was about black women supporting me or whatever. And I was just like, it ain't no knock. That's just a fact.
Right.
That's
You
what
can
it
get
is.
those numbers based off of streaming, and
like these are
you can tell.
real analytics.
Right. It's
Even
real.
the documentary I just put out on Tidal, Where Flowers Bloom, I got the analytics back for that. 83% of the viewers were men. And it just made me think, and I talk about it all the time, like, there's a false narrative. Men get a bad rap when it comes to women in hip-hop, and that's not my story. Like, men don't, I'm fully clothed. Like, a lot of my shows ain't nothing but men there, just for me. So it's just like, men aren't really the problem all the time with sexualization in hip-hop of women. And sometimes it's women supporting that, and that's cool if that's what you like. But I can't let the men always get beat up for that, because I just think it's a false narrative and it's not a full truth.
Yeah, because I hear some women artists even feel like, oh, I gotta be sexy, you can't get in the game unless you're pretty, I gotta do that. I'm like, that's not the case all the time. Like,
no, not at all.
Like talent at the end of the day.
Men and women are like, they like dope music sometimes too. So
You've never had an executive try to tell you, oh well, you should do this, or I'm just curious.
Not an executive, but I haven't taken a lot of label meetings. I didn't start taking my first label meeting till after the Kendrick verse. Well, I think we went to Atlantic. We talked to Master Pill. So, but earlier on, like before I got with Ninth, I had a manager that I was trying to get to work with me, and I walked in. I can't remember, I might have told the story, but I was in my Foot Action clothes, like khakis, black, shirt. And before he even said, hey, how you doing, how was your day, he looked me up and down. He was like, oh, we could do something with you, put you in the skirt, heels. And
Whoa.
I'm out, holla, like, off gate.
Now, what are you wearing to the Grammys, though? I cannot wait to see your North Carolina ass on that red carpet.
Hey.
What are you going to rock to the Grammys?
Man, you gotta tune in Sunday, January 28th.
You know or you don't know?
No, I know. I get fitted for tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, you got stylists?
I'm gonna show see the God after. Yeah. I went to a tailor. I got tailor-made suits for this. So yeah.
Now, do you go all out? How much do you spend on it? Or is it one of those things like this?
Damn,
I'm going hard for this one.
I mean, I had a budget for myself.
What was the budget? I'm just curious.
My budget, to some people probably like, oh, that ain't nothing. But to me, it's just like, I don't want to spend this much on this one outfit I'm wearing one night. My
bring
budget
it back after.
My budget was between $35,000 and $4,000.
God damn.
That was $3,500, $4,000.
Well, let me tell you what Charlemagne does. Charlemagne will go to
Keep the
Barnes
tag
or go
on.
to Bergdorf, take the tag inside, wear it, and then bring it
I
back.
don't blame you, bro. I don't even blame you. I wish I could do that.
You can.
I can.
Wait, I'm surprised no designers called to try to dress you?
Not yet. But I have a stylist, Erica Nicole, who's been working with me. And I just told her, I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. And she found this suit, but it came out in like 1999. Like we Googled the image.
They ain't got no bell bottom.
That's it. No, ain't no bell bottom. Nah, that joint fly. I'm gonna show you. That joint fly though. But it came out in 1999. So he was like, dang, maybe we can call them and they might still have it. They could pull it. It was a no-go, so I just had to recreate it. I was just in love with it. So.
Wow. Now, hold on, we still might be time. Now, Rhapsody's nominated for 2 awards. She's going to be at the Grammys.
She already getting finished.
She's guaranteed to get some TV time, okay? So if any designers out there want Versace, Giuseppe, that's a clothing designer, right? Yeah. If anybody want to hook Rhapsody up, 2 for 2. She's right here.
Hey, I'll take it.
Now, Charlamagne will have you with some PRPS with a...
Hey, black-owned company. PRPS black-owned.
That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Black Popular Demand. Shout out to them.
Face.
I do?
Yeah. You kissed the strippers. I'm like, what's wrong with you? What's on your face?
Oh, because it's on my pants.
Oh, the blood.
Yeah. PRPS got the...
I'm like, what is going on?
They got the silver speckles on the jeans.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna look stupid on freaking camera.
It does.
You should have said that.
It look like Charlamagne transitioning.
Yeah, nah, just tell me you're a unicorn, boy. You want one.
Sparkling.
They did ask me yesterday, does Charlamagne wear eyeliner? Because I feel like, as makeup artist was asking.
Nope, no Fenty 220 over here,
This
baby.
is all
It's
God
natural.
given. This is all God
And
given.
Dr. Sandy, my dermatologist, that's all this is, baby. That's it. Now, you got a line on Black and Ugly, and I think it's one of the most creative ways to say you got rid of your demons. You say, confidence of a porn star, the day I cut the horns off, took all my demons, threw them downhill in a buggy, then I stood on top of the hill and did the Millie Rock and Dougie screaming, only God can judge me. What did those bars symbolize?
Man,
I just see you Millie Rock over there. I
don't even know. I'm trying to tell you, man. Man, those are some of my favorite bars. Like that's some real personal, just struggles, man. With image, you know, and how much that affected me. And it just wasn't so much the music part of it and the industry, you know, like I say, like you got to be a certain size, you got to be a certain complexion, your titties got to be a D cup or something. I got this little bitty B cup, you know. People, the other day somebody was like, they told me, I was like, yo, I'm a guy, and I told my homeboy, like, yo, check out Rapsody, and his reply was, what she look like? And I was like, what the fuck? And I'm just like, you know, that was a real struggle for me.
Mm-hmm.
But two, like, I grew up small town, population 2,000.
Snow Hill?
Yeah, homecoming, prom queen, popular. Never let it got to my head, but, you know, then I went to Raleigh, which is bigger, and it's just like, you're not the popular kid no more. And it didn't affect me, but it's just like, yo, there are a lot of beautiful women out here. Like, you ain't the only one. Then I got diagnosed with Graves' disease. So my eyes bulged, and I just had self-confidence issues. I looked at myself in a really negative way. I didn't like any pictures, you know. My confidence on my looks, it went down, and the music industry did not help it any. But it was just one day, you know, I just had a 360, and I can't remember exactly what moment that was, but it's just like, yo, get out of that funk you in. Like, you know, this isn't just beautiful, this little Barbie box they put you in, or they put us all in. And that was just me taking all those negative thoughts and throwing them down the hill. It's just like, you gotta let go of those demons.
You feel like you're changing the narrative of what, I guess, a woman can look like in this industry?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'm helping.
Right.
I'm just one example, without a doubt.
But even Lauryn Hill or Missy Elliott, you know, everybody didn't have to be.
No, they didn't. But I think what's different is they're a different generation. I think this generation now, they didn't get that.
Right.
They don't even get variety on a mainstream level if they looking at the TV, you know, and even sometimes, you know, the internet. So to be able to be somebody where some people can look and see themselves in, you know, I get a lot of time like, yo, you like the home girl, like the girl next door, and I'm happy I can see somebody that could be normal. Like, you don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't have to make up to the tour, though I got my joint done today. Like, you know, you don't have to have the waist trainers on. Like, just be yourself. And I think that makes people feel at ease. Like, that life ain't perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. I was telling you, rappers' breath stink too. Some people make that like,
they need dental work too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no gum today. You missed it. So, yeah, we just regular at the end of the day. you know. So that's just important for me, especially for the young girls.
Right.
I just think it needs to be balanced. Like, you don't have to be this all the time. You know, be yourself.
When you in North Carolina, do you get free cookout?
Hell no.
Oh, well, you ain't famous yet.
After you put that sweatshirt on though, you wear it.
Oh, there's a cookout sweatshirt.
I want some free cookout.
Oh, no, I'm not wearing this until they start giving you free cookout.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not wearing this until
That
they
was
give you
for
free
me and
cookout.
My
That was
goodness.
me and you. I was like, we had a moment first time, so I gotta get the cookout sweatshirt.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So,
We appreciate you for stopping by. We wish you the best of luck. We're gonna be looking forward to you on this weekend, and hopefully you come with a Grammy.
thank you,
Yeah,
man.
I think you're gonna get it, man. Because like I said, I really feel like they listened to the album. So if you actually listen to Layla's Wisdom, you would say that's the best rap album of the year. Let Kendrick and Jay fight over best album of the year all together. You know what I'm saying? Let you get best rap album of the year.
Thank you.
And they'll be happy
They
for you
trying
too.
Oh man, that's what's dope, man. Me and Kendrick talk, man. We get to congratulate each other, so that's always fun when you get to be acknowledged in the same circle with your friends. Like, they put out amazing projects, so you know.
And if your album won, Kendrick gets one, don't he? That's not how it works.
No.
Oh.
And that's like
So you get out, even if you get album, he doesn't get one for being on album?
no, I didn't. When he won for rap album in 2015, I thought I was a Grammy Award winning artist, and they sent me a letter. That's so
You get to frame
embarrassing.
the letter.
You know, you get all these blogs. Rhapsody's finally a Grammy Award winning, and they got to retract that. It's like Grammy said, actually, she's not. You know, I had Hip Hop DX. They were the ones that like, yo, we got contacted from the Grammys. So you have to, at that time, you have to be contribute to, I want to say, 50% of that. No, 33% of the album at that time to win. And even at that time for album of the year, though, if he had won for album of the year, everybody gets one.
Gotcha.
But this year they changed it. So if he wins for album of the year, Ninth won't get one because he would have had to contribute to 33% of the album.
Wow.
Well, Charlamagne thought he was getting one. When Drake shouted him out, Charlamagne was looking for
Well,
his
Drake
Grammy.
told me he was gonna give me one, okay, if he had one.
Well, he didn't.
Well, so what? I'm still in the song, fam. All right.
Hey, Drake's in the Grammy over, baby.
Well, there you have it. It's Rhapsody. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club.
Morning.
Hope you're enjoying this Friday. Now let's get to the rumors. What we talking about in the rumors? We're gonna start.
We're talking about Nelly's girlfriend Chantel Jackson defending him.
Let's go.
Well, there's claims against Nelly by one woman, Monique Green, who says that he raped her on a tour bus in Washington. And now there's two new women who are saying they went through a situation with Nelly as well, an assault situation. Now, Chantel Jackson, who is his longtime girlfriend, is defending him. She put out a statement. Look, I know he effed up, and we're dealing with that in our relationship to rebuild it and find trust. Having to go through all of this publicly is the worst feeling ever, but this should not open the door for false claims. Those dates these Jane Does are claiming, I was at those venues, in the dressing rooms, and on that tour bus. There are women dealing with real issues of sexual assault, and for the first time people are listening, and there's a chance for real change. But all of this work is discredited and makes things harder for the survivors when people lie.
There's nothing wrong with that. You can't get mad at Chantel Jackson for expressing what she believes, right?
Right, so Kamora Lee Simmons, in the meantime, had this to say about Russell Simmons. She said, I add my voice to the chorus of those speaking out against harassment and violence in all its forms. I've known Russell for over 25 years. We were close friends, married, divorced, and have remained friends, co-parents, and partners throughout it all. These allegations against him are nothing like the person I've known in all that time. I've known him to be a caring and supportive father and someone who has worked tirelessly to uplift disenfranchised communities. She said this is a pivotal moment in which men are being held accountable for their abuses of power and denigrating behavior towards women in all spheres. As a mother of two daughters, I believe no one should ever be shamed or portrayed as an unreliable witness to their own experience for speaking up, nor should anyone be condemned legally without due process and a fair trial.
Well, since social media has already tried both Russell and Nelly in the court of public opinion, how are they reacting to those two character witnesses from those young ladies?
How is social media reacting?
Yes.
Well, this just happened, so I
Okay.
guess we'll see what people have to say to respond.
I don't know why people act like it's not two sides, three sides to every story, actually. It's your side, it's my side, and then it's the truth.
Right.
So those young ladies have picked a side. They believe they're guys. What's wrong with that?
All right, now let's discuss Toni Braxton. She was on with Angie Martinez, and she discussed a variety of things. First, she talked about Vince and Tamar and how she believes they will get back together.
I think Tamar and Vince are just going through a I hate you Jody phase. Remember the movie Baby Boy? I hate you Jody.
Right, of course.
You know, that's just their phase. And I think those two are going to get back together.
You
They're
do?
not already. Absolutely. They love each other.
Really?
Absolutely.
Isn't there it's a baby in the right?
I don't know if that's true or not. I've been
okay.
asking. I've heard rumors. I've asked Tamar. I don't know if it's true.
You're out of the loop like everybody.
That's a good example, but a bad example because didn't Tamar's mom kind of like imply that Vince was putting hands on her?
Yeah.
Jody did put hands on Yvette in that movie.
But she answered that on the interview too. She was like, "Mama sometimes just be going too far. She don't even know what she be talking about. She just be defending her daughter." She answered that in that interview as well.
And she also talks about Birdman, because a lot of people thought that Toni Braxton's married already to Birdman. Here's what she said.
You're claiming each other, right? Because you're on carpets together.
Well,
you're
we
in a
are-
relationship.
Tamar just told the world that we're married and we elope. Boo.
She calls him your brother-in-law.
She does. She calls him Bill.
Is it because you're married and he's her brother-in-law?
We are not married. I
Okay.
promise you. If I was married, I would. Well, maybe I wouldn't be so explosive about it, but I wouldn't deny it.
But we would know.
I wouldn't say I'm not married if someone asked me.
Right.
I'm not married.
Well, congratulations to them.
All right. In addition, she talks about being friends with Birdman before they actually seal the deal.
You know, me and him have been friends for 16 years.
I know you had a song like 15 years ago,
Yeah,
too,
we've
right?
been like besties for a long time.
People always say that. But
No, this is real. Like, no cross the line.
besties, like you always kept in touch and you always talked.
We would keep in touch. He would come see me when I had my plays. When I had my baby shower, he would come. Like, we were really friends.
The
Like,
baby
when I was
shower,
pregnant,
like before,
married.
wow.
You know, he'd say, T, what you doing? Okay, me and my boys gonna stop past there for a few. You hear me?
That's a good thing to hear about Birdman because it kind of humanizes him a little bit, right?
Not only that, she said how sick she was, and she was on tour, and she was extremely sick. And she said Birdman went out with her on tour before they were dating, before they were together, just friends, just to support her and make sure she was all right.
Well, why y'all ain't play that clip? I don't want to hear you say it.
I told him to grab that clip. You got the only clip they put in.
Well, it's good though because it humanizes Birdman. You never seen Birdman show affection to anybody except for Wayne.
Right.
I mean, he's very affectionate with his children.
I mean, come on, that's a given. Stop it.
That's human.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, thank you, Miss Yee. Charlamagne!
Yes.
Who you throwing that donkey to?
This is a very teachable moment, man. It's the weekend and it's Grammy weekend, and I know that your significant other might be running these streets in New York. And then, next month is like All-Star weekend and CIAA weekend,
CIAA, yeah.
Super Bowl, so your significant other may be traveling those weekends without you. This is a good teachable moment about jealousy in relationships, okay?
All right.
Just pay attention for after the hour.
All right, we'll get into that next. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Yes, donkey today for Friday, January 26th goes to a 42-year-old man named Mohamed. Now, there's nothing on this planet worse than a jealous, insecure mate. If you are a jealous, insecure person, when it comes to your significant other, you will never, ever have a healthy relationship. It just won't work. If you're calling me, FaceTiming me, texting me every 5 minutes just to keep tabs on me, it won't work. If I say I'm going out and you don't want me to and you want to know who I'm with and what I'm doing at all times, it's not going to work. Some of y'all listening to my voice saying, I'm in that kind of relationship right now. You was at the gym yesterday on the treadmill. He called you. You answered the phone breathing hard. And he said, why are you breathing so hard? I hear men in the background. You replied, I'm at the gym. And he said, hold up. I'm going to hang up and FaceTime. And your dumb ass answered the FaceTime to prove you was really at the gym. Then he want to know who all the dudes in the gym are. And he like, what you mean you don't know? So you work out at the gym when you don't know who the dudes that go there are? Just a whole bunch of nothing. Okay, simply because this dude is jealous and insecure. It's Grammy weekend in New York. Some of y'all just floating around the city enjoying the festivities, but your boo not with you. Do you think your jealous ass, significant other really wants you to have a good time this weekend? He up right now plotting on how to ruin your weekend. You'll see tonight when he looks at the clock and hears that voice that says, it's midnight on a Friday. Do you know where your boo is? At the Culture 2 album release party in New York City, Grammy weekend. Oh, Lord. Your phone starts ringing back to back. You start getting a million texts simply because your boo is jealous. Now, the only thing worse than a jealous boyfriend is a petty jealous boyfriend. And that's exactly what Mohamed, today's donkey of the day, is. A petty, jealous, emotional boyfriend. Now, According to the New York Daily News, Mohamed was jealous that his partner was enjoying a night out at a British pub. Now, I feel him a little bit because the couple has been struggling financially, and he was frustrated his girlfriend was spending the evening out while he worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. I can understand that a little bit. Okay, I can see where the frustration is. All right, number one reason couples get divorced is finances, right?
Yep, that's right.
Yep. So if we struggling in that department and I'm at work busting my ass and you in a pub getting drunk having a good time, I can see why he could feel away, but damn, can she not relax? Can she not have some me time? Can she try to relieve her stress? Now the probation report reads the couple ran a gift shop, but it only took in about 20 pounds a day. The probation report reads Mohamed felt annoyed she was spending money while he was having to work away to pay the bills. When he learned she was going to the pub, he was angry and frustrated and wanted to ruin her night. Well, how did Mohamed ruin her night? By making an emotional decision. And I tell you all the time, never move off emotion, move off strategy. I'm sure he could have found a strategic way to ruin her night, but he didn't. He decided to pick up his cell phone, call the pub, and make a bomb threat. He called the pub and said, there's a bomb, there's a bomb, there's a bomb about to explode. More than 100 people were evacuated from the pub, and guests were also asked to leave the establishment's 29 hotel rooms. Now, poor Ahmed was sentenced to 6 months in prison, suspended for a year, was ordered to pay the pub 840 pounds, and is required to perform 120 hours of community service. Now, if he thought he was stressing about his partner when he was free, that 6 months in prison might cause him to die of an anxiety attack. You know your partner gonna be sleeping and having a whole lot of fun while you locked away for 6 months, right? Once you go to jail, you relinquish all rights to your partner's sexual desires because you aren't there to satisfy him. Your partner has a whole 6 months to do what they want, and God forbid they realize life is so much better without you. Less stress, less drama. Oh, yes, Mohamed. While you in prison, your partner will be experiencing more head and less headaches. And there's nothing you can do about it. Okay? In fact, it's your fault because you made a poor choice. Listen, this is a teachable moment because a little jealousy is healthy in a relationship. Okay, it's always good to know that someone is afraid to lose you, but love shouldn't be about jealousy or anything like that. It should be about commitment and being able to trust that person. If you can't have that from the get-go, there is a problem. And if those wise words don't move you, then understand this. Whether it's Grammy weekend, CIAA weekend, All-Star weekend, the Super Bowl, all the events coming up that your significant other may or may not attend without you, just know that if they want to sleep with somebody else, if they want to let somebody else smash, if they want to smash somebody else, there is nothing, nothing you can do about it, okay? I don't care how many times you call, text, stress him or her out, he or she may answer the phone on top of somebody else, so it don't matter, okay? But I would much rather deal with that as a free human being than do something to get locked up like Mo did. Please give Mohamed the biggest ER, please.
Now, how old are they?
The guy was 42. I don't know how old.
Okay, all right, yeah, 42, a little too old.
A little too old to be stressing over that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Here he go. He light skinned though. Everybody keep that in mind.
Back when I was in my upper teens, that's like 19.
1976.
In 2021.
Okay.
I might have did something like that. I'm like, I think I have done something like this. Me and the wife got into an argument. My wife now got into an argument,
right?
And she went to the club. I might have said there was a fire, and the fire department called and shut that club down. You want to party with me? Nobody parties. I might have did that once or twice.
Well, we understand that you're a waffle-colored Negro.
I might have did that before. I said might.
We expect that from you.
Allegedly, I might have did that. Then it might have worked because nobody partied. It's party over.
We expect that from the beige of the world.
Party over. All right. Well, thank you for that donkey today.
Yes.
All right. Now let's talk cuckolding. Did I say that right?
What the hell is
Yes, cuckolding.
Now, what is cuckolding?
Is that a cup holder for your cock?
No, it's cuck.
Oh, cuck.
Cuckolding.
Oh.
Okay? And
why are you so childish over there? Go ahead, Dee.
Basically, that's when men get pleasure out of seeing their wife or significant other have sex with another man.
Oh,
So
when I was, you know what? When I was in let me see.
Oh, what did you do?
This was like 07, 08 maybe. When I was in Jamaica at Hedonism. And like
hedonism.
I don't even know if it's still open,
Yeah,
but it
still
was
open.
like this resort where everybody used to walk around naked and all kind of stuff like that. And them freaky white people in that resort was definitely asking us to come watch them sleep with each other. It was offering us money and everything.
If you watch the show Gigolo, one of the Gigolos, Nick Hawk, he was up here. He actually had to do that one time too. He got paid for a couple. The man wanted to watch his wife have sex with him.
No, they was offering bread. They was like, yo, if you sleep with my wife, You know what I'm saying?
No,
Let
that's
me watch
something
it.
else. Sleep with your wife.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it
It's
is.
me.
Wow.
They was asking me to sleep with their wife.
While
and
they watch.
wanted to watch.
Yeah, they watch.
You and your wife went to hedonism?
Nah, I didn't go with my wife.
So who were they?
It was a radio station trip. It's like
okay.
working at Wendy and
Very random.
Asked the wrong guy.
No.
You know what? I don't want to get my man in trouble. Let's just keep
Oh, she know all about that.
Yeah, okay. Anyway,
I was a
800
wild boy back then.
585-1051. What's the question?
That's what I was with the young. Remember I told you the story
Stop
about
it.
the tampon?
Yeah,
And I
stop
took
it.
the tampon out, threw it in the water and thought it was a stingray later on. What? Hey, I don't listen, man. I ain't got no secret.
But some people are saying this can be very positive for some couples, according to a study on CNN.
Letting somebody else bang your wife or letting somebody else bang your
While
man?
you watch.
No, that's nothing. No. So what are we talking about? 800-585-1051. Would you watch your significant other have sex with someone else?
I'm not even playing this.
Does that turn you on?
Hell no. Hell no. And that's cheating. Well, 800-585-1051.
You telling me it's Maxwell?
Nope.
You would have watched Maxwell and Gia? You're lying.
Why role play when you can just let Maxwell do the business?
No, it's
Gentlemen, you would have let Morris Chestnut and your wife while you watch?
No.
Why? I look like Mars. I mean, what she need to do?
You don't look nothing like Morris. First of all.
I look like Mars.
Nothing like Morris.
Mars look like me.
Not even close.
Ooh.
800-585-1051.
It's a tough room, boy.
Call us up right now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, it's Friday, so you know what that means. It's Freaky Friday. Today's Freaky Friday question is: we're talking cuckolding. Would you watch a significant other have sex with somebody else?
According to a study at CNN, they're saying that this could be positive for some couples.
So what's positive about this? Like, I don't understand. What does CNN say was positive
I
about
guess
it?
what's positive is the fact that it's your wife wants to sleep with somebody else and you're allowing her to. Basically.
I think it's more than that because
According to CNN, they said part of what makes it arousing for heterosexual men, because they said there's similarities between the way gay and straight men view cuckolding, is that they tend to view it as a taboo act. So it's in society or culture that everybody talks about monogamy. It's a fantasy that is available for people to conceptualize their sexual fantasies.
Sounds like supervised cheating to me. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Why don't you just buy a robot? When they gonna make the male robots for the women, and then you can just have the male robot, and then you don't gotta worry about stuff like cockholding.
Well, I don't think the robot.
And they said it's also an emotional thing. Seeing your partner with someone else adds to you being turned on. But for some guys, they like it because it's an element of humiliation, degradation, or denial. So some guys like that. You know how some people like it kind of a
No.
humiliated.
That's kind of like people who like sugar and salt at the same time. That's like a bittersweet taste, right?
Whatever it tastes like, I don't know.
You take a shot of tequila, but then you put the salt in your hand and lick it. That's what that feels like to me.
Oh.
Okay, I'm cool on that. I told you I was in Jamaica at hedonism, and when I was there, the people there, a lot of people there was like, "Yo, you know, I pay you to watch the sleep with my wife and let me watch." I'm like, "Nah, I'm cool on that, bro."
How much?
It was a good offer. It was like 3,000, 4,000 at the time. It was a good offer. It was like 2007.
How the wife look though?
One of them chicks was bad. Matter of fact, I was on the balcony, right? And this chick was walking by, and I remember hollering at her like,
That's a black guy.
And I'm like, yo, what's up? Come in. She was like, hold on, let me go get my husband. I'm like, nah, we good. We cool.
That wasn't an offer.
Shoot, it was an offer at that. At that resort, you know it was an offer.
Angel.
Yes, good morning.
Now you're for it, Angel?
I'm for watching. Yes, I'm for watching.
Have you tried it? Have you tried it yet?
I have not.
Why? So how you know you would be for it?
Because I like, something different, a little something change in the bedroom.
So you would watch your man have sex, or you would let your man watch you have sex with another man?
No, I watch.
You want to watch him?
Yes, I watch.
Wow, you want to watch him pound out a girl?
Well, that sounds fair.
Yeah, but I'm not going to let nobody do me because I've never been with another man ever since I was married. Just because I was a virgin, met him, married him, and that's the only man. So
you are a true gift from God.
I could never do it, and I'm almost 54, so it would be difficult for me to ever do it with someone else.
Every day of my life, I look for signs that God is real, and this is just yet another sign that God is so real.
Was he a virgin as well?
God bless you.
We lost it. Hello, who's this?
Hello, this is Lavelle from Connecticut.
Hey, Lavelle. Now, would you? I guess would you let your man smash another woman and you watch?
No.
Why not?
But I have a story. Well, my ex,
he wanted me to sleep with other guys.
Yeah, it's a very popular thing. It's usually men want to watch their woman sleep with another man.
Really? Did you do it?
I wasn't comfortable. It was just weird, like your boyfriend telling you to cheat on it, like you giving permission to cheat.
That's all it is supervised cheating.
But did you do it?
I never got a chance to, and the way he wanted it to go down, he wanted me to like leave, like after I slept with the guy, he wanted me to come to him and he would go down on me right after, like he didn't want me to shower.
So he wanted to taste another man.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you what it is, baby. He gave, but he's just scared. He's just scared to do it. That's all it is. That's all it is. He want that secondhand penis.
Okay, right. Thank
It's
you,
like
Mama.
secondhand smoke. Yeah, right.
My goodness. 800-585-1051. We're talking cuckolding. Would you mind, would you want to watch your significant other smash somebody else?
According to CNN, it can be good for some couples.
Nah, F that. Call us up now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Marie.
Hey, Marie. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're good. Now, Marie, you do this all the time? You let you get smashed out by another man while your husband watches?
No. I'm in a polyamorous relationship, so me and my husband-to-be have a girlfriend that is in-house with us. So we do this all the time.
So you watch him have sex with her all the time, and then he watches the two of you have sex with each other?
And then we all do it all at the same time.
All right, there you have it.
Wow. That's what I'm saying. Steve, our cameraman, just yelled out.
To do the same thing I do for free anyway, why not? Like, that's free money in my pocket.
This is amazing. Like Steve, our cameraman, just yelled out, "Where are these women?"
Now, how did that work? How did y'all first have that initial conversation?
Well, because I am already bisexual and I believe in polyamory. But the thing is I don't believe that one man should just have two different wives. I believe that the wives should also be dating each other as well, because that's where everything goes wrong. Because if the two women aren't in a relationship with each other, they have to compete with each other. But if they're actually with each other as well, then there's no competing, because sometimes he's the one that's left out. So it would still work.
What if you decide you love her more than him?
Well, I do love him more than I love her, because I've been with him longer. We're about to get married in 6 months. But as me and her build our relationship and they build their relationship, it will be equal, because we all love each other from different aspects. I love her for the things that I can't get from him.
So you guys never get jealous of each other?
Why would I? I sleep with her the same way he sleeps with her. I can't get jealous of that.
This is amazing. God, hey man, I ain't mad at you. Why am I mad at you for how you do your thing? It's working, right?
Were your parents like this as well, or?
Well, my mother was bisexual. I grew up half of my life with having a mom and a stepmom, but I was born this way. Like, I can legit say that I've liked girls since I was a little girl, but I like men more. So I'll always choose men over women. But if I can have a husband and a girlfriend, why not? Men ain't the only one that can have their cake and eat it too.
You goddamn right. If I want a hamburger, you don't order no hamburger without getting some fries to go with it.
Exactly. I need a little shake to go with that too.
My cameraman said, "Do you have a sister?"
I do not. I am the only girl.
She's the only girl, Steve.
You are one of one.
All right. Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm still stuck off the dude that went down on his girl right after she finished with another
No, he
guy.
wanted to. She never did it.
Oh, she didn't let him?
He wanted to. That was his fantasy.
Oh, I'm about to say, stop, go, if you ain't got the heart to be gay, then relax.
All right. Well, what's the moral of this story?
Whatever turns you on, if your partner's with it, go ahead.
I ain't watching no man have sex with my woman, man. I'm not doing ain't no supervised cheating going on in my
But
world.
it is something that happens. It's a popular thing.
Yeah, I'm not mad at nobody that does it, because I'm telling you, when we was at Hedonism 2, that was the thing. Like, that's the first time I even heard of it. It didn't have a name back then. It wasn't called cuckolding or nothing. But it was a lot of people offering us money to sleep with their wives and they could watch.
Yeah, I told you, it's popular. And if it's good for your relationship and you guys are both okay with it, go for it. If anybody's uncomfortable, then no.
But let's say you do that and he smashes your woman, your fiance, your wife, and she starts squirting crazy and screaming, and she'll do that with you?
Let's say
You
that.
better ask him for some tips.
Let's say you sleeping with another man's wife, and while you hitting it from the back, you feel a little tickle in your booty, and you turn around, and this man got his pinky out.
See, go too far.
You know, I paid for this. Don't tell me I went too far. All right.
We got rumors on the way.
Yes, we're going to talk about the Migos. They have a new album out, Culture 2, and we'll tell you some of the songs and features that you can expect on that, because it just came out.
All right, we'll get into all that when we come back. Keep it locked. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Angela Yee, Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. Now, let's get to those rumors. Let's talk Wendy Williams. Rumor has it.
What, Wendy Williams? She says that she is sick of the Me Too movement. She had a lot of different things to say, and here is Wendy on her show.
I'm sick of this Me Too movement. You know, I love that people are speaking up for the first time and coming out and everything, but I look at all men like you're a Me Too. All of them, which is not fair.
What?
That sounds
I don't know how
I don't think
you see
she
how
thought
quiet
that
it
one
got?
all the way
You see
through.
how quiet it got?
First of all, if you're a
I'm
woman,
sick of the Me
why
Too
as a
movement.
woman would you be sick of the Me Too movement? The Me Too movement is a cultural revolution that's going to make things for women better in the future. So why would you be sick of it?
It's a great time for
sounds
women to be
crazy.
able to come out and speak their truth. It's been really hard for women for decades, for
That
even
sounds
longer than that,
crazy.
to feel like they have a safe space where they can express themselves just for reasons like that.
That's just not a smart thing to say, because when you say things like that, people be like, oh, really?
Let's
You
go
sick of the Me
backwards.
Too movement? Well, that's when it comes knocking at your door.
Yeah, I think that's horrible. That's very irresponsible to say something so crazy like that. I'm sick of the Me Too
That
movement.
sounds so
Women-
crazy.
And then you watch the Nassar, who's going to jail for 175 years, and what he did to over 150 young
It's because
women.
of the Me Too movement that probably gave
And
those
finally,
women the courage to
one
speak
person
out.
was able to speak out, and then over
Yes.
150 came and spoke out at the trial.
Hey man, you better be very careful one day. Come knocking at your door.
That sounded crazy. That sounded
All right,
crazy.
she also talked
People start
about R.
pointing fingers.
Kelly and the young 14
fingers.
and 15-year-old girls that he had relationships with.
There's a grassroots movement to remove R. Kelly's from the music industry forever. Hashtag mute R. Kelly. It's not going to work. Black people aren't really good at protesting. Not since the King March, and you know, the Me Too movement hasn't affected R. Kelly. Because R. Kelly, he wasn't a Me Too. Aaliyah voluntarily married him when she was 15 years old. And her parents voluntarily let her do it. And that little girl that I saw for my own eyeballs that he urinated on and had his way with was there at his house. She let it go down.
That don't make it right.
She was
She's not old enough to make it.
underage.
She's not. Why y'all ain't telling me that earlier? So I can get her done get today. She's not old enough
She was on
to
that.
make proper decisions. You can't.
I just heard that.
As
That
an
sounds
adult,
crazy.
you should know better than to have sex or marry or urinate on a 14, 15, 16-year-old girl.
She is right that the Me Too movement has not affected R. Kelly. And I keep saying over and over, one day that R. Kelly tape gonna make it.
Well,
from
they're
our
working on
social
that now.
media.
Mute R. Kelly. That's the campaign.
No, they need to make that tape go viral, but it can't because it's
Yo,
child porn.
It's child porn. You can't,
You
you're
do
not
that.
even supposed to watch
But
it.
I don't think people have seen it. 'Cause people always say to me, like, why you always be on R. Kelly so hard, but not everybody else? It's like, because I saw the tape.
Yeah.
I saw the tape. We all saw the tape.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was Wendy Williams.
And she's wilding.
All right, Migos put out their new album Culture 2 last night, this morning.
Midnight.
I only heard 3 songs because I had to drive to work and listen to it while I was on my way in, and it's only a 15-minute drive for me. But there's 24 songs on there, and actually Quavo produced a lot of this, so that should be interesting for you guys to hear. Now we have some snippets for you in case you haven't had a chance to hear it either. Here is the Migos, and this is the song Culture National Anthem.
Believe me when I say we create our own sound. I know you see it now. What they be screaming about? Say they want the culture. Eat it up, turn them to vultures. Migos can pull up like soldiers. And when we pull up, we got chauffeurs. Tell them do it for the culture.
All right, that was the outro for the album. Now, they have a lot of heavy hitters as far as features on here. I mean, Drake is back on the Migos.
I heard
They've
the
worked
Drake
together
record.
since, what, 2013?
Drake's, he salutes Vashti on that record. He says Vashti's name.
All right, well, we actually have a
Posted a
snippet.
picture with him, too.
We have a snippet with Drake, Migos, Walk It, Talk It.
Say that we been beefing, dog, but you on your own. First night, she gon' let me go cause we grown. I hit her, gave her back to the city, she home. That was that, so I can't be beefing with no wag, nigga, got no backbone. Heard you living in a mansion and now your raps though. But your shit look like the trap on his Google Maps though. We been brothers since Versace Bando. Name ringing like Amigo trap phone.
Everybody in here bobbing their head. Okay, and 21 Savage is on there as well. Here's a snippet of 21 Savage, Bad Bitches Only.
Hit her for a minute, then I passed her to the homie. I don't wanna see you when I wake up in the morning. Bad bitches only, bad bitches only. Yo, 38 carats in my bracelet. Put on my shit off me brazen. We in the field with sticks like this arcade. Play with the game and you just ain't gonna meet your mate. No, y'all having no rats in that regard.
It sounds kind of popping.
I'm gonna run with a bad bitch.
I heard all over this morning.
I heard like 7.
I like Narcos. Narcos is
Yeah,
a top
that's in the
2.
beginning. I heard
Narcos
that
is
while I
dope.
was driving in. All right, so that is out right now. And don't forget that Little Yachty is going to be doing a joint album, mixtape, whatever, with Takeoff also.
Okay.
And, last but not least, I want to make sure you guys check out Billboard. Paul Rosenberg and Eminem actually did the cover story, and they talk about Revival, but Paul Rosenberg also being over at Def Jam and how that went down. But this year, I think, is a 20-year anniversary of when they first started working together. Eminem and Paul Rosenberg, 20 years later, still partners in Shady.
That's good. That means that nobody robbed each other.
Exactly.
Everybody's happy.
Yeah, so congratulations to them. And check it out. It's a great, great, great article.
Okay.
All right, I'm Angela Yee, and that's your rumor report.
All right, shout to Revolt. We'll see you guys on Monday. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next.